Okay, everyone. So we are going to be looking today at types of scientific observations. So there's two types of observations that can be made when we're looking at an experiment. So the first being quantitative and the second being qualitative. Okay, so anytime you're making an observation, whether it's for something small or a larger lab, whatever the case may be, typically we're making one of these two types of observations and sometimes both. So let's talk about what each one of these are. So quantitative observations are observations that contain a number, okay, numerical measurements. So for example, right, obviously normally they would use a piece of lab equipment. So for example, taking the temperature of something or measuring the mass of something or the distance, right, using a ruler to measure how long something is. So anytime you are using numbered data, that is a quantitative observation. And typically it also includes a unit of measurement. So if we're measuring from a ruler, let's say the unit would be centimeters or millimeters. If we're measuring from a thermometer, right, it would be degrees Celsius. So there's typically a unit that goes along with our number. So these are just some examples. So the weight, when you're measuring from a scale, it depends on the scale. It can be kilograms, it can be pounds. If you're weighing, let's say, a person's weight, if you're measuring in grams or milligrams, right? So the unit is typically associated with the number. Qualitative observations is an observation that's made that does not have a number. So it could be describing the color of something or the shape of something or the texture or the smell. So this is an observation that does not contain a number, right? So by saying, the sky is blue, right? That is a qualitative observation. There's no number associated with it. Okay, but if we said the temperature outside is 22 degrees Celsius, that is a quantitative. So typically, qualitative is done using your senses. So for example, color, as I mentioned, smell, texture, right? So you're using your senses to make measurements. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to have a bunch of examples. There are 10 examples, actually. I'll post them here. Pause the video, and what I'd like you to do is consider, should that observation be classified as a qualitative observation or as a quantitative observation? So pause the video and give this a try. Okay, so the concert was loud, should be qualitative. Right? There's no number there. We're just describing how what the level of noise is. Right? The river flowed at a speed of 1.5 meters per second. Right? That's definitely quantitative. The temperature today is 22 degrees Celsius, quantitative. The water was cold, right? So we're not saying how cold it was with temperature, but we're just saying, it feels cold. So that is qualitative, right? Sense of touch. The baby weighed 8 pounds and 3 ounces at birth. That is quantitative. The sandpaper is rough, right? Describing the texture. That is qualitative. The room is blue, right? Color is qualitative. The shoes are a size 9. So you're describing the size using a number. It's quantitative. I smell strawberries, qualitative. And then there are 123 M&Ms in the box. That is quantitative. So hopefully this short little activity really kind of gets you understanding the two different types of observations that can be made.